4 weeks after that strange night, Musa couldn't sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw it all again. The glowing staircase, the crowned figures rising from the depths, and the lake splitting open like a wound. But then, something else began to happen. The drums didn't stop. Tay returned, not every 20 years, but every single night, faint but steady, like someone was slowly, patiently climbing toward the surface. At first, the villagers tried to ignore it, but then the animals started acting strange. The goats refused to drink from the lake. Fish completely vanished from the shoreline. Birds that normally slept through the night circled restlessly over the water, as if searching for something lost. The village elder, the same wise woman who had stopped Musa before, gathered everyone in the main square. Her voice was grave. "These are warnings," she said, her eyes sweeping over the worried faces. "The Kingdom of Nsambe is rising faster than before." Something awakened them. Every villager slowly turned to look at Musa. The weight of their stares was heavy, but Musa shook his head, his voice desperate. "I didn't go inside. I swear." The elder's eyes softened with a look of pity. "It wasn't what you did, child," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "It was what they saw, a living descendant." A heavy silence fell over the crowd, thick and suffocating. "Descendant of who?" Musa asked, his heart pounding. The elder hesitated for a long moment before answering, the words hanging in the air. "The last king of Nsambe." A cold wind swept through the village, and the truth hit Musa like a bolt of lightning. The kingdom wasn't calling for revenge anymore. It was calling for him. That night, the drums grew louder than ever before. The lake began to glow again, but this time it was brighter, pulsing like a colossal heartbeat. The glow didn't stay in the center. It traveled across the water, a river of light flowing directly toward the village. Musa stepped outside his hut. The ground vibrated violently under his feet. He watched in awe. The shapes began to rise from the lake. Statues of ancient warriors were turning into men of flesh and bone, water dripping from their forms. Their stone feet cracked and reformed as they walked onto the shore. The tips of their spears flickered with an eerie blue fire, and their eyes glowed with the same light as the bottom of the lake. The leader, a figure of immense presence, pointed a single, commanding finger directly at Musa. His voice echoed, ancient and powerful. "Kasim? King reborn, the throne calls you home." The villagers cried out in terror and ran, scattering into the darkness. But the elder stepped forward, her body frail but her will strong, blocking Musa from the advancing army. "You cannot take him, say Krieth." The leader only smiled, a chilling, knowing expression. "We do not wish to harm him, unless he refuses." Suddenly, Musa felt the ground split beneath him. The drums pounded faster, louder, shaking the very mountains around them. He saw his two choices laid bare before him. He could run and doom his village to whatever fate these beings had in store. Or he could follow the lost kingdom into the deep and reclaim a throne he never, ever asked for. The lake opened once again. The shimmering staircase returned, but this time it stretched endlessly downward into a beautiful, glowing darkness. Musa took a deep breath, the air cold in his lungs, and then he stepped forward. The last thing the villagers saw was the lake closing over him, sealing him away from the world they knew. And then, for the first time in centuries, the drums fell silent. But deep beneath the water, something ancient and powerful had finally awakened. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more.